So what happened? The mission. All right. So there was a couple of things I don't know if people, I'm sure people will want to ask questions. I will say very briefly, we did go to spiritual court. There is such a thing as spiritual court. You don't have spiritual judgment, sorry. You don't have to be dead when you get judged. The judgment can happen at any point in your life, by the way. And you can call judgment. It does exist. It's like Judge Judy up in the sky. It's quite funny. And they said to us, there was something about our relationship and something they wanted to show us. It was actually me. The whole thing was about me. They wanted me to visit spiritual judgment because there was something they wanted me to see. Right? It was very important. I can't go into it because I'll tell you something. They said, don't tell anyone about this. About a week, as soon as I got home, I told my mom, not, I couldn't help it, And then when I went back to see Adam, they told me off. They said, we said to you, you're not allowed to tell anyone. I'm sorry, but I didn't tell her the word. I didn't tell her the nitty gritty of that. I just told her that there is a spiritual court and yes, there's a God, all of that sort of stuff. I thought she'd be interested. She's very religious, my mom. But anyhow, I'm digressing. So what happened with Adam and me? The mission, right? There is a video in which I talk about there was a mission that was given to us. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, but not too much, right? We were led to go to La Perouse. He got the message. We went, and he just found it like a sniffer dog. It's really funny. He said, "No, not here. Here. This is the spot." We didn't realize at the time, but I better not say that actually. We found the spot, and a particular. After we used to go there and have sex, basically, and afterwards there was like post-coital. You get downloads when you have sex afterwards, so that post-coital high and stuff, and everyone's relaxed and stuff, and things come through. All the spirits came through, and they told us why. They said, "We're really glad that you're here." Okay, we've been trying to get you two together since 1999, and I went, "Really?" So 1999 would have been perfect for me. That was the year that I was like, that one. That was that year. That was 1999, where I was just taking too many drugs. It would have been absolutely perfect because I was graduating that year. I didn't know what to do. If I met him, they would have given me this purpose. It would have been absolutely fantastic. But as it was, I went down a drug, haze for 19 years, actually. But here we are, 19 years later. We got you back. Finally, we're glad we got you back together. We got you together. They actually said something very interesting where they said, we were worried there for a while that, you two weren't going to meet at the right time. There was a particular point at which you two had to meet. And they never told us what it was. But I really think it was COVID because we met 6 months before COVID broke out and then were lockdowns here in Australia. If I had met him during or any time from the beginning of COVID, it wouldn't have happened. We had to have that 6 months where we were like together. And by that stage, I was in love and I was locked in. And, we were in lockdown. I would sneak out and carry drugs, by the way. Ooh, I was always so scared the coppers were going to get me. I carried quite a bit. Sneaking out to, other suburbs that you weren't supposed to. And, I only did that because I was in love with him. And I felt like this wasn't just a normal relationship. It wasn't just because I wanted to have sex with it. It was like I was really in love and there was more. There was stuff. So anyhow, what happened was when we went there, the mission, there was a very clear demarcation about this mission, right? It was like, Martin, you're going to dry, Adam, you're going to wash, right? The way was just very clear, like clearly divided, right? I was the little lady behind the man, right? It was all about Adam. This whole thing was about Adam. Like he was a star. And if you know Adam, he's a very charismatic person. He really is. People are drawn to him. He has a magnetism. He really does. And I could see it, right? I could see he's a star. He's a star. They gave us a mission that was actually one I really believed in. Now, it'll take me too long to talk about it. But I'm just going to leave it like that. It was a mission that I really believed in, and I was more than happy to be on board. They said, Martin, you're going to write everything. Adam's a star, public face. Martin, you're going to write everything. I thought, brilliant. I said, I couldn't believe it. The reason why I'm mentioning it is for people to understand what this mission meant